Hello friends, a very warm welcome to all of you. Welcome to Ansarkari. I am your friend Vikas Bhardwaj and we are going in the series of one economy term, one economy question. Economics forms a key role in the modern times, that is rationalizing a person, making him understand the nuances, what is going around. There are institutions, there are terms, there are linkages. So, in the series of economy term and one economy question, let's take up today's term. Term of the day is FATF, that is Financial Action Task Force. Financial action, dealing with economic transactions, dealing with economic activities, dealing with the purpose and action and agenda of how and where finance is being used and also transmitted. That means action, that is state actors, non-state actors, or even those who are against state, by whatever purposes, are using financial transactions. Task force, like you have task force, that means for dedicated purpose. In so many contexts we have been hearing this term STF, for example, a very common term as far as India is concerned, जब हम कहते हैं स्पेशल टास्क फोर्स गठित की गई, इसी तरह से FATF भी एक फाइनेंशियल एक्शन टास्क फोर्स की तरह है जिसका एजेंडा एकदम क्लियर है. क्या है लेकिन वो एजेंडा, चलिए जानते हैं. सो इट इज अ ग्लोबल मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग एंड टेररिस्ट फाइनेंसिंग वॉचडॉग. क्या आपको लगता है कि 1950 में भी इसकी जरूरत होगी? क्या आपको लगता है कि दिस वुड हैव बीन मोर वायबल एंड मोर मीनिंगफुल ओनली आफ्टर द बिगिनिंग ऑफ द 21st सेंचुरी, समथिंग लाइक 9/11 एंड सो ऑन? Yes, you are right. Global money laundering got its bigger wings only with the more and more globalization, only with liberalization and also interlinkages of global economy. So any kind of money laundering which is actually illegal financial transactions which have no whereabouts, it comes into picture. And most importantly, if it is financing terrorist activities like ISIS, like Al Qaeda, like jihadi activities or any kind of terrorist activities, then FATF's role comes into action. Intergovernmental body है, international standard set up करती है, और most importantly, without political willpower of the big nations, it can't do anything. That means FATF is going to push the governments कि वो अपने नेशनल फ्रेमवर्क में ऐसे लेजिस्लेटिव चेंजेस लेकर आए जिससे मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग और टेरर फाइनेंसिंग के ऊपर कंप्लीट लगाम लगे. दैट मीन्स it is a kind of a self-regulatory body. It is creating a framework, it is creating an action for different countries so that they can put their best. So FATF recommendations are there, or you can say international standards are there, which is a coordinated global response to terrorist activities, so that organized crime है या corruption है या फिर terrorist activities है, they must be minimized, they must be eliminated. Because any kind of illegal activity, whether it is human trafficking or whether it is illegal or counterfeit currency, it is going to create, and at the end of the day, bottlenecks for welfare and also developmental activities. It has also added the agenda of weapon of mass destruction, which was not there previously. That means it has enhanced its domain from the past. क्या करती है? रिव्यू करेगी मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग को या टेररिस्ट फाइनेंसिंग टेक्निक्स को, अपने आप को स्ट्रेंथन करेंगी. फॉर एग्जांपल, इन द प्रेजेंट टाइम्स देयर आर साइबर अटैक्स, देयर इज मोर एंड मोर यूज ऑफ वर्चुअल एसेट्स इन टर्म्स ऑफ डिजिटल करेंसीज, फॉर एग्जांपल क्रिप्टो करेंसीज इन न्यूज. सो ये जो ब्लॉकचेन टेक्नोलॉजी है या फिर ऐसी कोई भी प्रोसेस है जिसके वेयर अबाउट से, जिसके सोर्स को एनोनिमिटी में डाला जा सकता है, उसके लिए FATF will love to create standards, and those standards must be implemented by all countries. Those who are not going to comply, FATF is going to take action. But the question arises, भैया आप ग्लोबल पुलिस तो हो नहीं, what action actually you can take? So if we go back in its beginning, then in 1989 it was proposed by a group of G7 countries in Paris, and initially it was starting with the idea of actually examining and combating money laundering. लेकिन बाद में टेरर फाइनेंसिंग, मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग के साथ साथ वेपन ऑफ मास डिस्ट्रक्शन का एजेंडा भी इसके साथ ऐड कर दिया गया. दैट मीन्स विद टाइम इट्स डोमेन हैव बीन एनहांस्ड. देयर आर 39 मेंबर्स ऑफ FATF. तो कौन बन सकता है इसका मेंबर? एक प्रीमियम जो क्वालिफिकेशन है, दैट व्हाट इज द रोल इन ग्लोबल इकोनॉमी, व्हाट इज द रोल इन ग्लोबल इकोनॉमिक प्रोसेसेस, आपके फॉरेन ट्रेड में क्या भूमिका है, what is your standard, and that is how there are 37 members and 2 regional organizations apart from observers like Indonesia. What we can say is that whatever great financial centers are there in the world, they all are part of FATF. For example, Hong Kong. Obviously China is also part of FATF apart from India. India एक बहुत ही prominent member है FATF का. Dr. Markus Plee of Germany, he is the president, and Elisa Dianda Madrazo is vice president of FATF. Recently China ने अपनी presidency को leave किया. 2 years का rotation period होता है. Standard dialogue होता है. Everybody talks about the protocols and what kind of standards are being taken. What is the status of different countries, and जिन भी countries को indict किया गया है उन्होंने क्या steps लिए अपने आप को standardize करने के लिए. That is how FATF thinks and works about. For example, in the last plenary session in June 2020, even in the midst of pandemic COVID-19, delegates ने work किया और उन्होंने key issues के ऊपर reflect किया और पिछले 1 साल का assessment किया और due process को भी follow किया. There are important issues, strategic priorities, and also presently they are talking about how to use digital identity and also mitigating money laundering and terrorist financing risk of virtual assets. क्योंकि आने वाला time virtual आइडेंटिटी का टाइम है, आने वाला टाइम 4th इंडस्ट्रियल रिवोल्यूशन का टाइम है, आने वाला टाइम आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस का टाइम है और फाइनेंशियल मार्केट्स आर डीपली इंटरलिंक्ड. दैट इज व्हाई इट कम्स इनटू पिक्चर. Why it is in news? Because Pakistan have been put into grey list last year, and now Pakistan is claiming that it is actually wrongly put into it. And recently we have found that Dawood Ibrahim is also there in Karachi. Is one of the most wanted personality for a very long time, and that is why financial curbs have been imposed on Pakistan. And also it is believed that if Pakistan is not going to take sufficient actions, then it will be put into blacklist. और पाकिस्तान का कहना है यदि ऐसा होता है तो पाकिस्तान इकोनॉमी विल बी कंप्लीटली रूइंड. इफ यू एग्री विद माय आइडिया एंड इफ यू हैव अंडरस्टूड आवर कांसेप्ट क्लियरली, काइंडली प्रेस द बेल आइकन राइट नाउ, एंड आल्सो you can give a thumbs up apart from subscribing our channel. As far as India is concerned, India is a voting member of FATF and it is also part of APG, that is Asia Pacific Group, and India में जो Director General FIU, that is Financial Intelligence Unit होते हैं, वो इसको represent करते हैं. पाकिस्तान के रिमूवल करने के लिए इंडिया ने कोई डिमांड नहीं किया, बिकॉज इंडिया हैव बीन नॉट पार्ट ऑफ दैट ग्रुप which actually demanded action must be taken against Pakistan. चाइना ने इस बात को अपोज नहीं किया है, माइंड इट अपोज नहीं किया है. चाइना वरना अपोज भी करता है. चाइना है ओनली बीन न्यूट्रल. इट ऑल्सो नोज दैट व्हाट काइंड ऑफ एक्टिविटीज आर गोइंग ऑन इन पाकिस्तान. इट मस्ट बी कर्ब्ड for the better good of whole society and economy of the world. Countries like US, UK, France and Germany, they have actually took steps so that Pakistan must be reined into its stable. Let's come to the question of the day, and which one of the following is not the most likely measure. क्या नहीं करने का है सरकार के द्वारा या RBI के द्वारा जो कि स्लाइड ऑफ इंडियन रुपी को रोक सके. यानी कि नॉट द मोस्ट लाइकली, यानी कर सकते हैं लेकिन इनमें से भी हमें अप्रोप्रिएट स्टेप देखना है कौन सा नहीं किया जाएगा. कर्बिंग इंपोर्ट्स ऑफ नॉन एसेंशियल गुड्स एंड प्रमोटिंग एक्सपोर्ट्स, यस डेफिनेटली इट इज वन ऑफ द स्टेप. दैट इज व्हाई ये नहीं होगा. इनकरेजिंग इंडियन बोरोस टू इशू रुपी डिनोमिनेटेड मसाला बॉन्ड, इससे इंडियन रुपी स्ट्रेंथन होगा, उसकी पावर बढ़ेगी, उसकी स्ट्रेंथ बढ़ेगी. Easing conditions for relating to external commercial borrowing. Now this is a little subjective topic because of external commercial borrowings की आप conditions ease करेंगे, then this is going to bring more money, but then probably this will be the white money. This is going to be in the corporate sector. This is going to go into long-term infrastructure and also other assets. And fourth is following an expansionary monetary policy. That means expanding monetary policy. That means ज़्यादा पैसा छापिए, ज़्यादा पैसा आप इकोनॉमी में लेकर आइए, इससे इन्फ्लेशन बढ़ेगा. इफ इट इज गोइंग टू रेज द इन्फ्लेशन, देन दैट मीन्स इंडियन रुपी विल बी एक्चुअली गेटिंग इट्स वैल्यू मोर एंड मोर लोअर, क्योंकि रुपए और सस्ता होता जाएगा इन दैट टर्म्स इफ वी से. सो डू यू थिंक this must be the right answer? Yes, definitely. One of the most appropriate answer is the D, and that is why answer is D. But do you think in the present times COVID-19 के समय में what kind of monetary policy RBI is following? Just think about it and write back to me your comment. I will be looking forward to your answer. One answer makes the whole difference because it is a chain process. Thank you very much for giving me your crucial time. Wishing you all the best for your studies. Do like, share, and as I said, subscribe our channel. Thank you very much.